Everybody, welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name, and welcome to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video. Today, we are going to go over tournament deck lists. Yes, you heard me right. There was a tournament for Pokemon Pocket. How come you didn't hear about it? How come you weren't in it? You got to ask yourself that question. No, I'm going to put a link down below in the Discord, and I'm going to link a YouTube video of the person in charge of it. So if we just take a quick look at the Discord here, I'll put this link, but I mean, they have the chat, they have questions, deck ideas, tournament deck lists. They are going to be doing a lot more tournaments. So if you want to get involved in community driven events, there was a cash prize or some sort of compensation prize for the tournament as well. You're going to want to get in there. And so these are the first recordings. These are the first deck lists that I'm aware of that are being put together by people with the intention to beat other players. And I know like a lot of deck lists are trying to win, but this is like you're going in expecting to fight people that are going to be using the best decks they can make. And these are the deck lists people are bringing. So I want to look over a couple of these deck lists, and I actually got permission and I got the recording of the finals. So we are going to watch that as well. But first, let's kind of go over these deck lists and see kind of what the theme is. First deck I'm looking at here is a pretty standard Mewtwo Gardevoir deck. These are basically meant for each other, right? Mewtwo is strong, but he's slow. Whereas this card is slow, but they can help ramp you up a lot. So like once you get like one Mewtwo online, she can also help you get a second Mewtwo online very quickly. So you're basically hoping to not get her killed. You're open to Mewtwo EX into Mewtwo EX. That would be my plan for the most part, because you don't want to put 2 energy on here to retreat her if she gets out front. But double Sabrina, double Professor's Research, double Pokeball, 1 X Speed, and 1 Giovanni. I'm trying to think what the Giovanni is for here. It puts you up to 160. 160 is like Dragonite if you're expecting to go up against Dragonite. It could be used for 50 on Farfetch'd. Overall, I'm not thinking of something, but I don't think Giovanni is super needed in this deck. 150 is pretty much good enough. Usually I use Giovanni if I need to hit 150, like on Blastoise. 140 to 150 is pretty big. It's not very good on Kangaskhan because you have no idea how much damage you're going to do. But we're also running 1 Kangaskhan, 1 Farfetch'd. I'm not sure the split. I mean, here's the thing. These are the 2 best basic Pokemon for the most part. These are the 2 you actually consider running. If there's an open deck list, I actually don't know. This might be like, if you know what your opponent is, you might want to use one versus the other. You know, there might be some matchups you want one, some matchups you want the other. And if you have an open deck list and you have them both in your hand, you can lead with the one that you need to. But yeah, overall, I think this is pretty reasonable. I like this deck. I mean, I also really like that Sabrina. I'm really trying to pull that Sabrina. All right, so let's take a look at a couple more decks. Here we have a Greninja Articuno EX deck. So overall, 1 Sabrina, I'm going to say here, I think is probably a mistake. But it's just because, I mean, I originally said 1 Sabrina is enough. I think 2 Sabrina is enough. I think you probably pull out a X Speed for a Sabrina. But overall, I mean, 1 Froakie is so sketchy to me. I mean, I know you have 3 basics in the entire deck. That is a little bit sketchy to me, but it's not necessarily bad. But I would probably run 2 Froakie, because if you don't draw this or a Pokeball, like there's some percentage of games where if you just don't draw Froakie, your Greninja is going to be multiple turns slow, and multiple turns slow on a Greninja is really bad. But I think because you're guaranteed to have at least 1 basic in your opening hand, maybe it's not that unlikely. But yeah, I mean, still overall, I mean, I think Articuno EX with Misty is very, very powerful. You're just going to win some percentage of your games by that. I'm not sure if the 1 Froakie is ideal and the 1 Sabrina. I'd probably make a couple adjustments here, but overall, kind of what I was interested in. We got a Lickitung Hypno deck. Don't lick the sleeping crab. This is I like the name. So Lickitung takes 3 energy, and then you flip until you get tails. He's basically Misty, but every time you get a heads, he does 60 damage. Now, I won't lie. I've been hit. I wonder what the average damage is, because there's no ceiling on it. I guess it's kind of hard to guess, right? I mean, I don't know. But I have been hit by 300 damage by a Lickitung, but I've been hit by 0 damage for a Lickitung a lot. 3 energy, 90 HP to do sometimes 0 damage. 50% of the time, this attack does nothing. I don't think Lickitung is very good. However, if you could put Pokemon to sleep, that's fine. However, I don't think some people like Hypno. I think Hypno is pretty average, maybe slightly below average. Here's the thing. His ability could be used in the back line, but it's half as good as sleep because you have to flip a coin to inflict sleep, and then when their turn starts, they flip a coin to see if they wake up from sleep. So 3 out of 4 times this ability does nothing. 1 out of 4 times it gets you a turn. You know, it's like decent, right? So I guess you keep them on the back line and you just use the ability. I mean, obviously, I guess that's what you do, but I'm not sold on it, but I guess for relatively free, it's not too bad. Kingler is a great card. Misty on Kingler is good. Having the guaranteed 80 is fine for 3, but I mean, Kingler is not actually that good. I like Kingler. Overall, not super impressed with this deck, but I like that seeing people do different stuff. So we're looking at 10 deck lists here. This is a deck list you're going to see a lot. So we got EXs here, but we're also running double normal Pikachu and double Raichu. I think it's a little, and double Lieutenant Surge. I think this is too all in on this idea here. I think you're trying to get Pikachu EX and Zapdos EX out. And the Pikachu Raichu play is much more like a backup plan to sometimes sneak in and get like 140 damage when they're not expecting it. Because you can evolve, you know, switch out and then Lieutenant Surge all your energy onto Raichu and then win the game like that. I think this is a little too heavy investment, but overall, I think this is a very solid deck list. Another Alakazam deck, pretty much no differences here. I don't think Giovanni is, let me think, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 150, right? So I don't really feel like Alakazam needs a Giovanni. There might be a very specific matchup that you need it on. It doesn't feel like that's going to be needed. And again, I just don't like it on Kangaskhan because sometimes Giovanni does nothing. It is double Giovanni too, but I do love that artwork. I only have my 1 Giovanni, so maybe I'm a little biased there. The Blaine deck. Blaine's pretty bad. I won't lie. I think Blaine is pretty terrible, but it's still like sometimes it's good, right? You get to do 120 damage here. 120 damage is not quite enough. And 70 damage here is actually really good, but you only get to do it twice an entire game. And you have to draw both the Blaines and a Ponyta and a Rapidash. Overall, I don't think Blaine is strong, but it is still fun to see people bringing it. This is kind of more a deck list I think I would bring, right? An Articuno, Starmie with like Starmie EX is insane. Articuno EX is insane. Red card is okay, but I actually don't think it's very good in this deck. I'd probably run 2 and 2, honestly, because I feel like Starmie, I'd probably run 2 and 2 because then I could Misty my Articuno, and if it succeeds, I could always retreat the Starmie and put the Articuno in. Whereas if it fails on the Articuno, I kind of want Starmie out there to deal damage anyway, and then maybe retreat later. I don't know. I actually like this deck. This is probably my favorite deck list so far, and ones that I would run. This is one that I want to see. Victory Bell seems so strong, but hard to use. Victory Bell is basically, if this is your active Pokemon, you could get over here. You grab any Pokemon on their bench, pull it into your lane, forcing it to fight with you. If you could find a way to combine this with like an Arbok, I think that would be pretty insane. But I think it's really good, but the 60 damage, 140 HP, you want to keep pulling things that don't have energy on it. That is going to be hard for them to retreat. Double Erica does add a lot of tankiness to these cards as long as you're not getting one shot. Executor EX is like such a good opener because he just is such low investment and he just starts smacking really early. Definitely a good card. This overall, I think this deck probably did pretty well unless they went up against some unless they got unlucky. I mean, honestly, this is probably just from collection. You probably want double EX in this situation because I think the EX version is just a lot better. Unless double Victory Bell and an Executor. Maybe the X is bad in this deck. I'd have to think about it more, but it is still fun. Like, again, all these decks are different here. I just picked 10 random decks. We got a Butterfree, baby. Butterfree is really cool because even on the back line, they could heal all of your Pokemon 20. So Butterfree gives you a free AoE potion every single turn. If they go hardcore Articuno, you're still going to lose. This is the one card I think is probably... I don't think this deck has a lot of cohesion, in my opinion. Like, this is a energy ramping card, but this has 1 energy, this is 3 energy, and then this is only 2 energy. I feel like you're ramping up into a gust. I don't feel like this is a good fit for you don't have a proper payoff, I feel like, for this. Am I in the way? Kind of in the way. There we go. As far as everything else here, you're going to see a lot of Sabrinas and Pokeballs and Professors. Those are basically 6 guaranteed slots currently. Let's take a look at another deck here. I should pull up the winners deck. I wonder if I have that pulled up. So this is again a Mewtwo and a Gardevoir deck. I kind of like running 6 basics overall, because I don't really want Mewtwo out there on the first turn, and I don't really want Ralts out there on the first turn. I mean, you can do this, but then I want to retreat them at some point so that Gardevoir doesn't just like randomly die, because she only has 110 HP, which is low, especially for a stage 2. Whereas Mewtwo, I don't want him to take too much damage early on, but maybe you could tank with the first Mewtwo, get Psychic Spear going, and then have Gardevoir help you ramp up the second Mewtwo, and then that's the one where you like actually are trying to sweep with them. So it might totally work. I haven't played the deck myself. If you're going to run red card, hand scope is something that you probably want to run, or you want a deck specifically built around red card. Hand scope will basically let you know if it's actually worth using red card. Overall, I probably wouldn't run either of them. I would probably run Giovanni, even though I don't love Giovanni. I think it's more likely to be useful than this. I mean, again, we've seen no Dragonites. No one's bringing Dragonites. So there's a lot of things that people didn't really bring. Let me pull up here's the winner's deck list. This was on our podcast, I released, I believe, yesterday. So you can see here, they basically did the exact same thing as the other EX Pokemon Pikachu decks, but they only did 1 Pikachu, 1 Raichu, and 1 Lieutenant Surge. I actually think this is a relatively low investment, because sometimes you just put Pikachu down, you never put energy on it, you just evolve it into Raichu. Pretty much, you could evolve it into Raichu early if you're playing around red card, or you could just put it down there and it's not a big deal. And then you just kind of keep it there, and then maybe in the late game, you get to just switch out your Pikachu, Lieutenant Surge, it's like 6 energy onto him, which it still he discards it all, but he gets to instantly attack, is the idea. And then, you know, sweep someone. Electrode is also pretty good. I don't know if 1-1-1-1 is the right play here. I'm not 100% sure, because I could probably want 2 Pikachu EXs on the bench, or like I probably want a Pikachu EX, a Zapdos, and then a normal Pikachu. So I don't know if I actually want to fit this on the bench anywhere unless something dies first. But Electrode is pretty good. He does have the retreat that costs 0. So he does allow you to like kind of just early on be a backup plan. I'm not sure if I feel like this is the right deck for him, but maybe I'm wrong there. This person did win. So there is that. So we're actually going to go in and watch these games now. This is the kind of decks people are playing when they want to win. You're not seeing a lot of Blastoise. You're not even seeing a lot of Charizard. No Charizard, Blastoise, or Venusaur up here, which is kind of... I'm sure there were some Charizards in the thing. But, all right, so here we go. This is going to be a Pikachu EX. Can I change my scene up here a little bit? Let's do display capture. Look at that. Oh, my gosh, I'm a professional. Although it is going to look a little bad, all right? Because this is like a recording. It's all right. I play it on a tablet, so mine has a larger aspect ratio, but we're just going to have to deal with these screens for right now. So here is the matchup. This is the winner, Mommy Milkers versus Sush. Sorry to spoil it, but I mean, the bracket's available, and, you know, it's okay. We're just here to talk and have fun, all right? There's no suspense here. So this is as early as it goes. So you can see they already set up their first turn. We got Pikachu EX on the bench. We got regular Pikachu, or sorry, Pikachu EX active Pikachu on the bench. We do have the Lieutenant Surge, so we're already almost to the combo, but we have no draw. We don't get to see from their perspective because that's just, you know, there's not a spectator mode. But they are going first. Sush is going first with an Articuno and a Froakie here. And I am interested see if they Misty here. So take a look. They do Misty. Let's see how it works. Waiting for opponent. Okay, that's a strong start. Just 1 energy for free on Articuno EX is so strong. Already attacking for 40. Next turn's hitting for 80. That is going to be enough to kill Pikachu, who currently has 0 energy. Oh. This Pikachu must have gone first, because they didn't attach an energy, but they attacked after they got to attach energy. So that was actually turn 2. This is turn 3. Okay. So I think Pikachu is pretty much dead here. You're going to abandon him and then try to come in and win on the back end. That's a great looking card. Yeah, that's probably what I would think. You could potion, but if you potion, I actually don't really like that. It will keep you alive. Oh, you know what? Supporter can't be used. Yeah, you're right. They're probably... I would probably Sabrina here. Sabrina would be really good. But they said you couldn't use a supporter. Because, yeah, basically, now that they got 3 energy on there, you support her in the Froakie, and you get to kill the Froakie. But if you would have let this Pokemon die, you could have killed the Froakie, but maybe that's not what you want, because then they come in and hit you for 80. It's a little bit tough here. Yeah, you're going to retreat there. You're going to bring in the Pikachu EX, and you're probably going to support her. Or sorry, you're probably going to Sabrina, kill their Froakie. Unless you really, really want to kill the Articuno, because you will win that fight. Supporter can't be used. I'm not sure what that's coming up as. Oh, sorry. It doesn't say a supporter can't be used. This says a supporter can be used. Maybe I probably would have used the Sabrina the turn before to force them to, like, using Sabrina just to make them waste an energy on retreating or waste a card in their hand and like a speed X is, like, I think pretty good. They don't want their Froakie to die because they want to Greninja it. And you could still actually kill it this coming up turn. But now you got to kill the Articuno. Pikachu EX is so strong, man. It's kind of just like rough. Oh, the fact that you do hit for an extra 20 damage is, I mean, this is the extra 20. I don't think is like game breakingly powerful or not right now, but it is definitely relevant. 90 is not enough, and it doesn't kill the Pikachu because it only does damage to the active Pokemon. But even, I guess that's even through a potion, maybe they'll be able to kill it. No, they won't even be able to kill it with a potion if they have a potion. So hopefully you get to draw a potion here. You do draw the potion. That's a great draw. That's a really good draw. I would have put it on, okay, my thought is I would have put it here. Because unless they have another Giovanni, this only does 30 damage. So they would have had to have a second Giovanni in their hand. Which I think would have been unlikely, but I mean, it's possible. I don't remember the deck list on this person's. So they do get that. But now their Froakie is going to be able to come in and kill you. I mean, it's not like bad, because then if they do that, you get to kill him with the Pikachu EX. They're going to need to come up with something here. But even like a Sabrina won't do it. They're going to have to evolve, but they're not going to be able to attack if they evolve. They are going to be able to deal the 20 damage. Oh, actually, Miss Slash only costs 2. I thought Miss Slash cost 3. Wow. Okay. I'm full of shit. All right. This is what, okay. This is why they're better than me. I thought I don't have Greninja, or I just opened it yesterday that I haven't played it yet. I did not think that would come up. So that 120 HP you see coming in clutch here, because you can't actually, if they draw the Raichu though, it's over. Right? Is it? Ooh. Nope. There we go. All right. Oh, that was the... God, I'm so bad at this game. That was crazy. Okay. I forgot. Couple things there. One, the Greninja, I forgot had a 2 energy attack. Combined the 2 energy, the 20 damage there. Boom. Let it so Greninja got to kill 2 Pikachus in that very first round. Wow. That round. That was crazy. If he would have used the potion on the other Pikachu, he would have had to attack. He would have killed the back one with Greninja and then attacked and still won, I think. Yeah, so I think that was a lose-lose there. Let me go back here really quick. No, this guy's at 30 HP, right? No, but he was only at 10, wasn't he? Yeah, he was only at 10 before the potion. Yeah, I think so. Okay. So I think they did everything right there. So let's go into the second round here. So it's actually Mommy Milkers is losing right now. Oh, sorry. I tried to tap. That's my reflex. I tried to tap to proceed. Tap to proceed. Let's skip ahead 5 seconds. Sorry, my YouTube brain. All right, here we go. We got the Pikachu. We got the Raichu. This is what's kind of awkward, right? There's one Voltorb, one Electrode. I don't love it, but maybe we'll see Electrode do something. Ooh, this might just be an early GG. One issue with running a low amount of basics is I think they only guarantee you 1. But I mean, there is no, okay. This is a better start. And it's hard to, when you're going up against water, even though I think Pikachu on average is better, it's hard to know when they got Misty, you know? Who do they target? Hopefully they targeted the Articuno. Ooh, okay. I mean, I cheered, but I always cheer when Misty flops because Misty's way too strong. All right, well, we got the Raichu quote unquote combo, you can call it. Never got to put an energy on him, but might as well draw a couple cards here, see what we get. Order, lol. It's not a big deal, but like, I don't know, if maybe there's some chance you might want to put something, energy on something else. Usually just want to draw first. Unless there's a downside I'm not thinking of. Are you retreating? I doubt it. That's just, you're losing too much tempo. Although, their Misty did flop, so you may be able to afford to lose some tempo, but I don't think you want to. Especially when you're trying to get an Oko on that Articuno with your Raichu. You're specifically trying to the double Misty too. Wow, that's a good draw for them. Double whiff on the Misty. I mean, sometimes you live by the Misty, you die by the Misty. But yeah, you want to you need to keep this Pikachu alive. And then basically the goal is you're going to kill this Froakie. They're going to switch in Articuno EX, or they're just going to do it like that, and you're going to one-shot them with Raichu. But I guess you're not going to quite be there yet. But this guy's only going to be able to attack for 40 next turn. They've used both Misties. Articuno's toast right now. Articuno, I don't know if that was a good switch. Maybe you had to. Maybe you don't really have a choice. You know what? Maybe they were counting on the bench Pokemon not getting up to 3. Maybe they were hoping they ran out of basics. It's true, we did hold one of the Zapdos. Yeah, double Misty Whiff does make Articuno like way worse. Having to get the 3 energy to do 80 damage is just not enough, but when you're doing it on turn 1, it's instant game over. Turn 2, it's pretty good. Wow, they actually did just put the energy on Y. Maybe they know something I don't know. But I feel like that's a mistake. I feel like they're just so far behind this game. Like, there's nothing they could do here. Misty kills it. It doesn't even matter, because even if the Frog Boy evolves, he can only do 20 damage because he needs the 2 energy to attack, right? Putting it on Voltorb is kind of cool. You could now, basically, I mean, we're set, right? You could X-speed the Pikachu out and one-shot whatever they put out. Even their Froakie Boy, Raichu, can one-shot next turn. So this game is definitely going to be over here in Mommy Milker's favor. Or it's Relax Bro. I don't know. Mommy Milker's on Discord, all right? I promise I'm not making up that name. So this is... You know, when you live by the Misty, you die by the Misty. All right, so let's... I don't want to, like, assume a loss, but I mean, even if they have Sabrina, it just doesn't matter. They could put an Electro. Electro could switch out for free. I don't think there's literally anything they could do at this point. Yeah, I mean, and this is a Raichu victory here. I love the Raichu. Like, Raichu is your highest damage card in the deck, other than randomly, you know, getting Zapdos to go off. But yeah, I mean, that's it. You Pikachu EX... The Pokeball is just BM, but it's okay. You got to BM sometimes. You retreat into the Raichu. You Lieutenant Surge. And then you put an energy back onto the Pikachu. You shouldn't do it that way, but it's okay. Do whatever you want. You should Lieutenant Surge first and then put the energy on the Pikachu, but it's irrelevant. It's lethal. But in a normal situation where you're not going to win the game there, you'd want to Lieutenant Surge and then put the energy. That way the other energy doesn't get discarded unless you need it to attack. But it's like neither here nor there, right? Absolutely fine. All right, so there was round 2. This goes on for another 20 minutes, so we're probably not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to see who wins this best 2 out of 3. And then we know their end result. But I just wanted to get some high-level Pokemon metas, bro. All right, let's go. They have 1 basic, but it is Mr. Shiny. It doesn't matter that you only have 1 basic because you got a Pokeball and a Professor. No one's used Sabrina. I want to know, have you seen any spots you think Sabrina would have been an insanely powerful card here? Because Sabrina is one of the highest skill testing cards, and knowing when to use it and when not to use it is huge. So let's see. Does the Misty pop off here? I mean, maybe they didn't draw it. They did not draw Misty, huh? And no basic. So first thing you're going to do, right, is Pokeball. Zapdos, Pokeball, it's all whatever. Always Pokeball before Professor, because the Professor might draw what you were going to draw with the Pokeball. Like, if the Professor would have drawn a Voltorb and a you know, basically this is increasing your chance you're going to draw higher impact cards. There you go. You got a Voltorb Electrode. I don't feel like Voltorb Electrode has done literally anything this game, and I'm not super impressed with it. But I mean, this looks like it's going to be over before it even starts. I mean, we can't say that. You never know with Misty. Misty needs to be nerfed. The card is bonkers. However, I do think if you nerf Misty, Pikachu EX might run a little rampant with the game. I feel like they could nerf Pikachu EX. Could they make it so it did plus 20 damage for each thing on your bench, or is that too weak? 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. If it did no, maybe if it could do 30 plus 10 for each Pokemon on your bench, 30, 40, 50, that'd be 60 damage. That's too weak. It needs to do something like, I think if it did 80 damage, that would be enough, but I'm not sure the math of how to get there. Maybe Pikachu EX is fine. Maybe if they do nerf cards, they could just knock its HP down by 10 points or something. May not be enough to matter, but that is a nice card, bro. I don't have any Articuno EXs. I don't have any Zapdos EXs. I don't have any Moltres EXs. Yeah, Electrode. So Electrode might be... Okay, that was super good. Electrode is your anti-Sabrina tech, right? Because now it just gets to retreat for 0. No way. You must have double X speed, right? Okay. Double X speed is much better, but still, you're banking on this Misty doing something. Your Articuno EX is not a very good card without the Misty bump. With the Misty bump, it is broken. But yeah, I mean, Electrode is a 0 retreat. I mean, actually crazy. You're gonna start... I would still do the Pikachu. I don't think Zapdos is good enough, if I'm being honest. I think Zapdos is like a backup plan. He's like a pretty reasonable basic Pokemon, and because you're already running Pikachu EX and planning on him dying at some point, like having another EX isn't a downside, right? You might as well make them go through 2 EXs. You Sabrina, you get the kill, and now they have no energy. I mean, this is over, right? That was a great use of Sabrina, right? This is where Sabrina shines. They have 2 Pokemon on their bench, and you get to pull out specifically the one that they don't want to have out. And even the backup one now, if they put out anything with with 90 HP or less, if they put out any basic like one, they instantly lose, right? Got it. I mean, just start loading up your Pokemon. I mean, this is over, right? That first game, again, you saw Misty paid off. The second game, Misty flopped twice. This game, no Misty was even played. So you can see you live by the Misty, you die by the Misty. Absolutely vital for, like, Misty's variance is so high. I think the card should have maybe a higher consistency with a lower, but be overall weaker. Probably going to play red card just to BM. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Honestly, with how bad their hand is, it's likely better for them. But it doesn't matter because it's over. But they obviously didn't have any Misties in their hand. And energy can be attached. What are you doing, bro? No, I'm kidding. There we go. All right, so I think they play another one. I think it's a double round elimination, but we are going to call it there. That is some high-level Pokemon play. These are people with money on the line doing their best. Again, if you want to be part of tournaments in the future, check out in the description down below. There will be a link to a YouTube channel that is going to start posting content related to the tournaments, but also, importantly, join the Discord and be tagged, pinged when these things are going live. And then you could be the next Pokemon Pocket champion. That is all for today, guys. Thank you very much. For Platypus is Purplatypus. Congratulations to the winners of the tournament. As someone that's been hosting tournaments myself, I know that this is not an easy feat, especially when you want to do it at really high quality. And honestly, they seem to be more professional than me, so they're doing a great job. Anyway, that's all. Thank you very much. For Platypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye!
Turning on the screen with a laugh aloud.